Before we start, I do have to apologize for the really terrible video quality. I completely forgot to focus my camera, and that resulted in the whole intro and outro being completely out of focus. And I'm gonna make sure this doesn't happen in the future, but yeah, I do apologize for this video. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video regardless. Hey there fans of Fate, my name is Stan and I have wanted to watch the Fate series for a very long time. But the reason I never got into it is because quite simply I just didn't know where to start. Now that's not the only reason, but I've finally decided to just give it a try. You might be wondering, why now of all times? Why have you decided to finally watch all of Fate? And there's a very good reason for that, which is Fate is finally collaborating with a gacha game that I play on a regular basis, which is Honkai Star Rail. Both of these IPs are collaborating. I'm not sure about the details because we haven't been given those, but I just wanted to get a head start and not feel left out essentially when the collaboration does happen sometime next year. And so yeah, that was the tipping point for me, and I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna spend my summer just watching all of Fate. And I've also decided to upload my reaction to it. Because that might be fun. But before I watch the anime, I did want to react to a video uploaded by Gigguk. It's a Fate related video and it's called Badly Explaining the Entire Fate series in 30 minutes. But without any further ado, I hope you enjoy my reaction, and I did want to mention I will be answering all of your questions. If you have questions about me, about how I react to stuff, just any questions regarding the channel or me, just feel free to ask them in the comments and I will be answering all of them. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's start. Let's leave a like and start.
This video is sponsored by Honkai Impact 3rd. Gamers.
I've played Honkai Impact 3rd.
Gamers. You know me?
For those of you who don't know, I do have a gaming channel. That's my, you know, sort of main channel, let's say. And yeah, I regularly upload, well, regularly could be debatable, but yeah, that's my main channel and I do somewhat regularly upload to that channel. So yeah, just letting you know.
2D girls, and Honkai Impact 3rd has the cream of the crop. A free-to-play 3D action role-playing mobile game developed and published by miHoYo, the same makers of Genshin Impact. Which
this is a very long time ago.
Right,
this was uploaded in 2021.
Her companion Ozzy, along with
that's like 4 years ago.
Free more powerful forces for Kaching to
as of recording,
enemy, which includes the more powerful, the Wolf of the North in this world. And most amazingly, both of these characters are completely free. Sorry, what does this word mean? I've never heard this word before as a gacha gamer. New players who join the game now can win over 100
free and gacha game
by completing missions, and can even enter a sweepstake to win a big mystery prize. And also from July 12th to August 12th,
that looks cool.
Impact 3rd will be collaborating with bubble tea brand Kung Fu Tea in the US and Canada. So you can join the event for a chance to win limited merch and an iPhone 12. So what are you waiting for? Download Honkai Impact 3rd today and join the events to win some great prizes. Links and info in the description below. And with that said, let's get on with the video.
Finally.
The Fate series is one of the most expansive franchises
all
of anime. In between all the games,
that's actually an understatement.
Light novel,
the games, the anime, the manga. What did he say here? I don't know what that is. The light novels, the visual novels, spin-offs. Spin-offs. What else do we need? Look at this. Look at all of this. I bet there's more to this. Like, this isn't even the tip of the iceberg.
Franchises for any newbie to try to get into. A little while ago, I made a joke skit called "Trying to Understand."
You know, like there's probably more. There's there's also hentai. There's also doujinshi. Okay, let's watch.
And satire aside, it was based on many real-life conversations I've actually had with Fate fans trying to explain the franchise to newcomers. And every time that happens, I always hear, do you want the long version or do you want the short version?
The short version is the long version.
But even the short version for an outsider can seem like a convoluted mess of information.
Oh yeah. It's one of the reasons I refused, or not refused, I was hesitant to get into the Fate franchise. Like, it was just way too complicated. And every time that I asked, like, how do I start watching Fate? Like, what's the right order? And I would always get just different answers. Like, some people would say start with Fate Stay Night. I think that's what it's called, right? Some people said start with that. Some people said start with Fate Zero. Some people said start with Unlimited Blade Works. Some people said start with the visual novels. Like, it was a mess.
Short version. This is the short version. But ever since I made that video, and because no one ever actually asked for it, I've always wondered to myself, what is the long version?
I guess this is the long version. 30 minutes. I like this music.
The Fate franchise fascinates me. Originally created by Kinoku Nasu.
By the way, I apologize if I apologize if I pause a lot. I just don't like speaking over well, other people, and I don't like speaking over anything, right? Because it's kind of hard to speak and listen at the same time. It's just not me. So I apologize if that annoys you. Feel free to watch the video in like 2 times speed or 1.5 times speed. Like,
novel was turned into
I usually do that a lot.
Franchise with more media.
So, you know, just don't worry about it.
Their head around. I mean, just
look at that.
Can you see how many?
So is Fate? So is the Fate series like the most complex like franchise out there, or is it Monogatari or JoJo or MHA? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Like, which is the most like expansive universe, or yeah, like expansive universe, connected universe. Like, which is it? Like, it has to be Fate at this point, right? They have like the gacha games. They have the light novels, the visual novels. I don't know. Okay, let me know which is the most expansive in terms of just anime, not manga, not light novels. Like, don't count that. Just the anime. Yeah, let me know about that.
There's at least 5, so it can be easy to forget how and why people became fans in the first place. That many newcomers may even forget to ask, what is Fate even about? I don't know anything about Fate. I don't know anything about the series. I do know of the characters, 3 characters, that is. I know this guy is Shiro. At least I think this guy is Shiro. This one is Saber. And then there's another girl. Her name is Rin, I think. Rin T something. It starts with a T. Like her second name. But yeah, it's Rin, Saber, and Shiro, I think. I don't know anyone else. I've never heard of any other names. I've just heard of these names because they're that popular. And I've also seen doujinshi and hentai of some of these characters. Well, 2 characters. The basic premise revolves around
2 of 3.
You can summon heroic.
Anyway, I forgot. And another character I know of, Gilgamesh. Yeah, I know of him also.
History,
but obviously I don't know details. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they are. Like, I don't know if they're enemies, friends, don't know any of those details. And about the Fate series, I know that the whole thing is about the Holy Grail War. I don't know what that means. I just know the word. Like the word Holy Grail War. That's what people kept saying. And that's usually what was in the like synopsis and stuff. But I don't know what that means.
Or legends to do battle over the Holy Grail, a mythical wish-granting device.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
What is called?
Well, I know what it is, like in mythology, but I don't know what it is in terms of the anime. I assume it's somewhat similar to the myth.
Battle royale between all your favorite people from history and legend to create the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. God, I hope my audience isn't too young to understand that reference.
I don't know what that is.
Basically, Nasu going, wow!
Okay, that's much better. Yeah, I know the Fate series has like a lot of insane fights. Some of the best ones, like comparable to like Demon Slayer and essentially nothing else. It's just Demon Slayer. Like it's all ufotable when it comes to like the best fight scenes. I don't think I've ever seen any other studio. Actually, no, A1 also gets it right. Like A1 has done a phenomenal job with SAO, like Alicization. So yeah, A1, ufotable. I really can't think of anyone else.
Lore of the entire Fate universe is unimaginably deeper than that. So much so that every single spin-off, anime, manga, novel, every single piece of Fate's media takes place in a coherent universe fitting somewhere on a grand timeline, which is also shared with Nasu's other works, creating this grand universe known only as the Nasuverse.
The Nasuverse.
Good idea.
Don't know what that is.
What if I tried explaining the entire Fate timeline? keyword being thought, implying it to be in the past tense. It was a shit idea. Explaining all the Fate lore and timeline in detail would take hours and hours. I mean, just look at some of these wiki pages. This isn't a wiki.
I'm not reading any more wiki pages. I've tried reading, but like it's like I said, it's always a different answer with each different wiki page. Like Wikipedia says something else, the wiki, like the fandom wiki says something else, the Reddit says something else. It's all just it's all a mess.
It's a fucking light novel. Saber Law. That time some slag upon threw a sword at me and I accidentally became the fucking king of England. So this is more
that sounds like an isekai light novel title.
Long version, or is it the medium version? It's an excuse to justify all the countless hours I've put into this.
Who's in the back here? I just realized.
Hellhole. Obviously, there is going to be spoilers, but I'm going to try and keep it focused on the lore and universe and where everything.
I'm okay with minor spoilers. Not that I'm asking you to tell me any minor spoilers. Like hyping up is fine. Just don't give me any spoilers. I'm watching this with knowing that I will come across minor spoilers.
In the timeline.
As long as there's no major spoilers like who dies and who's the father of who. Like I'm fine with minor spoilers and what to expect essentially.
Any individual series, so hopefully it won't spoil your experience too much if you decide to walk into hell with us. So with that said, let's start explaining all of Fate.
Yeah, I've made up my mind to.
Now gone. All we have to do is just
to react to the whole series, to watch the whole series.
Ever have to know.
At least just the anime, right? Not every single thing. That's I'd be an idiot. I'd be insane to look at everything. The light novels, manga. Yeah, no, I don't have time for all of that.
You see that, Gigguk? That was Gigguk 3 months ago. I've been putting off filming this for 3 fucking months.
3 months of planning into 30 minutes.
3
just condensed.
My dissertation all over again. Hello and welcome to my
TED Talk.
To be introducing the Fate timeline, I'm going to be cosplaying the most powerful servant in the history of.
This is not my first Gigguk video, by the way. I've watched a lot of Gigguk videos.
Steve Handjobs. But before we get to the Fate timeline, there are a few core concepts we need to bang out first so everything makes sense. Firstly is Akasha. See, Fate exists in this grand world of magic and mages where you can summon heroic beings from the past, present, and future.
Okay.
All this derives from Akasha. What is Akasha? See, Akasha is this metaphor.
I'm not going to pause too much over here because
it's the source of all events.
like I'm sure I'll find out in the anime when I watch it.
Using big words to make me sound smart. Basically, everything that's
Titanic
and everyone you know, you can thank Akasha for it.
Okay.
2020 as a whole. Thanks, Akasha.
So it's essentially Fate.
Jug's Fortnite remix.
Like Fate is
Akasha. The one time in class you thought you had a silent.
Fate is everything that will happen and ever has happened, right?
Fuck you, Akasha. So instead of wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff, this is more like wibbly wobbly timey wimey goopy galaxy diddly dimension rickety reality stuff. Where every time every reality exists at the same time, meaning there are no spin-offs, every Fate is canon, life is a line. Yes, that smutty dojin of Minamoto going ada on the order is canon.
It's basically the Honkai series.
You can't
like everything is connected.
Are you with me? Good.
Every universe, every world is connected.
The goal of every mage in the Fate universe is to find a way to reach the root of Akasha. But why do all mages want to find the root of Akasha? Well, I'm glad you asked, probably confused viewer. I really hope you're not confused right now. This is just the beginning. Well, this would be a good time to talk about the magic system that exists in the Nasu-verse. Because as we all know, in this universe, mages exist and use magic.
Wait, so is he saying that there's other series apart from Fate in the Fate universe? Is that what he's trying to say? Like there's other... Like kind of like how... well, this is the only way I can explain it, right? Kind of like how Genshin is part of the Honkai universe. Similar to how Star Rail or Honkai Star Rail is part of the Hoyo-verse, if that makes sense.
Magic, right?
Is that what he's trying to say? Like there's other series, there's other anime in the Fate universe.
Incorrect. Error.
Wait, what?
Right? Universe, mages exist and use magecraft, aka magic.
Uh-huh.
Wrong. Incorrect. Erroneous. Mistaken.
Okay, I get it.
I can't think of any more words off the top of my head. What are you, an idiot? Why would anyone...
What else would you call it?
Magic and magecraft are the same thing. Look at this guy. Typical man that can't tell the difference between magic and magecraft. No.
Didn't both of the words come from the same origin? Like mage, magi, magic. They all have the same origin.
You got magecraft, the weak sauce imitation butter. Ooh, I can't
Unless I'm mistaken.
magic. And then you got the Chad true magic. This is the top tier gourmet shit. This is the shit real mages want to use.
I guess I'll find out.
Gordon Ramsay has a taste off and goes, finally, some good fucking magic. But this premium shit can only be achieved by mages who view Akasha. And once someone gets that magic, that path to Akasha is cut off, and then the magic can only be used by the direct descendants of that original mage. Basically, no one has real magic and they're trying to get to the root of Akasha so they can stop using the peasant dollar store magecraft shit. Oh man, what if the third magic was just...
So magecraft is basically like the inferior version of, oh, what is this? What did I pause at?
Mages from getting to this mythical place called Akasha. Well,
like it's the inferior version of magic.
Force. This is kind of like a safety mechanism that stops the world from going extinct because the Earth is actually alive and has a will, and don't worry about that right now. And the counter force itself is made up of two parts: the collective unconscious will of humanity itself to survive.
Okay.
And the will of the planet itself.
I'm not gonna remember these words.
Online. Why is this important? Because the counterforce has powerful defense mechanisms, like being able to summon heroic...
Isn't Gaia like Mother Earth, I think? Or like God? It's used as a word for God. Or some sort of like something similar to that.
Spirits from Earth's history in order to defend itself, which we call servants. Sound familiar?
I understood that reference.
So it'll intervene anyone trying to get to Akasha, aka the Goopy Galaxy timey-wimey place, and mages have to find a way around it. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Kind of.
If you're already confused, may I introduce to you the phrase everyone in the Fate fandom holds in the highest esteem as the holiest words in our gospel.
Which is?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
The Fate State Night
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry too much about like the details for now.
How do reality bubbles work? Don't worry about it. What is the moon? Don't worry about it.
The moon?
Please don't worry about it. Please don't ask me what the moon is. I'm not gonna fucking talk about the moon. To recap, you have Akasha, the timey-wimey, goofy galaxy, rickety place that every mage is trying to get to so they can use the top-tier gourmet true magic.
Okay.
The only thing stopping them...
Wait, so is magic and true magic different now? I'm not gonna say I'm confused, but
the counterforce.
Let's continue watching.
Way around. Did you get all that? This
I'm gonna say yes.
Information you need to know before we start the.
Alaya, I don't know what that is. True of the root of true, the root of Akasha. True of. Wait, no, true. The root of Akasha. True magic. Akasha. Mage. Okay, so true magic is magic, and then servants of Gaia.
Timeline.
And then there's something over here. Counterforce. Okay.
Jesus Christ, we haven't even started the timeline yet. Originally I wanted to visualize the timeline physically by having things stuck against the wall strung together with a string or something like that, like you see in that Always Sunny meme. But then I soon realized I don't have a wall big enough.
Oh.
So that's why I'm using the green screen. Definitely not because I want to rip off Nakey Jakey. Now, starting right at the beginning, before any mages, before any servants, before any Holy Grail wars, you have the Age of Gods.
So, a timeline, finally.
Lord, there was this period of time where gods roamed the...
Wait, so BC exists in this world? BC indicates that Christ exists. Because that's what BC means. It means before Christ. So, like, does Christ...
Earth with massive
Let's watch.
Creatures existed, and I shit you not, physics apparently just wasn't a thing.
Oh,
apparently this
okay.
thing called mystery governed the law of the worlds, which I don't know what that's supposed
to be. So Newton doesn't exist in this.
Like, I just imagine in my head,
in this world.
Humans trying to let go of an apple, and physics tries to drop it, and mystery's like, no. We do not do that here. And then the apple just flies off the fucking Narnia.
Okay.
Everything changed when the Sepher Nation attacked.
Wait, so does this take place on Earth? Or is it like a fantasy world?
This next time period...
Don't answer that. That's a rhetorical question for myself.
Deterioration. This titan called Sephra invaded and destroyed most of the world and was only beaten back by this mighty sword called Excalibur. After the attack, the gods weaken a bit, mystery starts to wane, and physics is like, yo, is anyone gonna drop that apple? Which takes us to separation. So the gods are a little pissed that they can't that apple, which...
That was 12,000 BC. Yeah, BC indicates that Christ exists.
Takes us to separation.
Again, don't answer my questions, but like I'm curious about these details. So I'm like a huge like lore fan, right? Not just in anime, but in games, especially. Like I'm a huge lore fan. I like knowing the details and theorizing and stuff.
A little pissed that they can't go down to Earth anymore because they're so weak. So they make Gilgamesh, who's 2/3 god.
Yeah, I know this guy.
Gods don't give a shit about maths, apparently, with the intention of making him the keystone to connect the gods and the humans. Now, for anyone not familiar with the Fate verse, how can I explain Gilgamesh?
I've seen this, like I've seen screenshots of this scene. I think it was in the latest Fate one by A1 Pictures, right? I've seen that, and I watched it. Not watched the series. I like watched that one scene with Gilgamesh.
You know that one meme? Is this some peasant joke?
Just because I wanted to see like how A1 was handling this sort of animation, because I was excited for like solo leveling, and I wanted to see how A1 was doing with some of the other series, and yeah, that's basically it.
To understand? Well, imagine if that meme was reincarnated as a person. That's Gilgamesh. So yeah, he decides to rebel, and the gods were like, no, this guy doesn't want to take orders from us. No, come on, you're joshing us right now. This is a prank. Come on, where are the hidden cameras? I'm on MTV Punk, aren't I? And so with that, the gods cannot interfere with humans anymore.
Okay.
And thus begins the Age of Man. From the year 0 AD.
That's Christ. So Christ exists.
The human population explodes, magic and magecraft is
okay.
Science, and most importantly...
Science exists. Okay, science did not exist before. Or it wasn't discovered until then.
Physics exists now, guys! Yeah!
Okay.
I was meant to buy a party popper.
I feel like that's sarcasm.
Completely forgot.
For some reason.
Alan, can you edit a party popper in this video, please? Thank you. That's right, screw your mystery. I have E equals MC squared. Okay.
Dr. Stone, Senku.
Of this video when I said the Fate franchise.
By the way, I'm not new to anime, right? Like I'm a huge anime watcher. I'll leave my AniList profile down in the description. But yeah, I'm not new to anime.
The Holy Grail. Well, we can finally start talking about the Holy Grail. See,
okay.
The Grail is touted as this omnipotent, magical, wish-granting device, and that's only partially true. See, around the 1800s, these epic magic gamer girls, called the Einsburns family, figured out a way to the root of Akasha. That place that gives you...
I'm not going to remember those names.
By using the Holy Grail to summon 7 heroic spirits and then sacrifice...
Wait, so everyone has the Holy Grail? Again, don't answer my questions, right? Any questions that I ask, do not answer them. Just, you can hype up and stuff and be like, oh, I'm excited till you find out this and this. Not this, right? I'm excited for you to find out the question that you ask.
Them, and using that manner to summon an even greater...
But like, don't outright say the answer.
The Greater Grail, which has access to the root of Akasha. But of course, all the various magic gamer girls and boys couldn't agree on who would actually get access to this magic, so they decided to have a meeting to decide. One could even say that it was a magic. The Gathering. Or in Fate, we just call this the Holy Grail War.
Okay, so that's what it is.
All the wars so far. Oh, I can't believe I flunked world history and I'm about to recite the entire history of some fictional war that happened. Okay, so you got like the first Holy Grail War.
Okay.
Around the 1800s. This is when the 3 main mage families, the Einsburns, the Tosakas, and the Matos...
Oh, Tosaka, right. That's Rin Tosaka.
Couldn't agree on who could get access to the Grail. So they were like, guys, we've got a bunch of servants lying about. Tournament arc, tournament arc, tournament arc, tournament arc, tour! This was hardly what you'd call an actual war though, and more like a 3 AM brawl at the local mage pub. Ended because everyone got bored and time ran out. Then came the second Holy Grail.
Time ran out?
With the same
How?
parties involved, but this time everyone went a bit fucking mental because everyone died, nobody won.
Also, what's the origin of the Grail? Like, does it just appear out of thin air?
And future generations were like, Wait a minute.
Don't answer that.
Do we need rules? What the fuck is a Geneva Convention? Then came the Third Holy Grail War in the 1930s, where the church gets involved because they're just like, are you using the term Holy Grail? God, are we allowed to copy strike that? And everyone's happy with that because they can enforce the rules. So the church is like, all right, gamers, I want a fair fight.
So what I'm gathering from this is this takes place on Earth.
The eyes,
Or at least part of it takes place on Earth.
the belt, and for God's sakes, no summoning any illegal servants. So then the Idens burn, summon an illegal servant. And so they get this totally new servant called Angramayu, aka the Angry Mango.
Okay.
Be this super badass, ultra OP new servant that auto wins them the war, except lol, JK is actually super weak and dies. And is literally so angry.
Those are rotten.
Then we got the Fourth Holy Grail War, which is basically just the events of Fate Zero.
Right, this is Fate Zero. I do know that this was the Fourth Holy Grail War. I think it was in the synopsis of that. I read it when I was downloading the whole season.
I'm not going to spoil what happens in it. And finally, we have the Grand Sugar Daddy that birthed everything we're talking about. The Fifth Holy Grail War, aka the events of Fate Stay Night. Following Shiro fighting in it using the power.
Yeah, this was the OG Fate.
And this CG dragon.
From what I heard.
My nightmares. What's important here is that this war has at least 3 different timelines because the original Fate Stay Night was a visual novel with 3 different routes.
Oh.
The Fate route, Unlimited Blade Words, and Heaven's Speed.
Oh, okay. So I thought Fate. Okay, Fate route. I thought the Fate route, the original one, was like part 1, like season 1 essentially. I thought that's how it is, and I thought Unlimited Blade Works was like a continuation. I thought that was like season 2 or something, but I guess not. I guess it's like an alternate version, like an alternate route.
Or to put it more simply, you got the Saber route, the Best Girl route, and the Sakura
Best Girl route. I do like Rin's design more than Saber. Oops, sorry.
route with extra mana transfer. But it doesn't stop there, because next we got Fate Hollow Ataraxia, which is
Don't know any of these.
Stay Night because it takes place 6 months after the events that happened.
I have no idea about any other Fate series. I've heard of Fate. The only Fate series that I have at least heard of is Fate Stay Night, Fate Unlimited Blade Works, and Fate Zero. Like, those are the only 3 things that I've heard. I don't know, and Fake, but like I don't know anything about that series. At least about these 3 series, like I do know some details, like just those things that I mentioned, like the characters and the name essentially. But like about the others, like I don't know anything. Just maybe titles here and there. I've heard them, but like nothing else. I don't know any details. I'm going into this completely blind.
3 routes it follows, and the answer is yes. So one of the main girls from Fate Stay Night, Rin, is doing some magic experiments, and she does a little bit of an oopsie, and completely fucks up the space-time continuum, merging all parallel universes together. And I know what you're thinking. This doesn't sound like a little oopsie. This sounds a bit more like a big oopsie. But it's all good because she looks great in thigh highs. So we're following this mage Bazette, who was dead off screen in the original Fate Stay Night, and she's now alive along with Angramayu, aka the Angry Man. And they're stuck in a Groundhog Day type time loop, living the same 4 days over and over, and she has to find a way to escape without fading from existence because she was originally dead, and I guess people die if they don't exist. Since most of this takes place in a time loop, this is basically just Fate Re-Zero Edition. So we can essentially just call it Fate Zero. And basically everything for the flagship.
Okay, wait. So this is the timeline, right? That's 8. Okay, so it's like this. It starts from here. No, it starts from here. No, it's okay. So this is. It starts from here, and then we reach the second Holy Grail, and then third, and then fourth is where Fate Zero takes place, and then Fate Stay Night is. So Fate Stay Night is. Okay, so Fate Stay Night is the 5th Holy Grail War. Okay, I think I'm starting to piece together the basic timeline at least now. Okay.
Hey Siri. We did it, guys!
Like prior to this video, I did not know anything. Oh jeez.
Of course, we are going to have to fill this timeline in with all the other Fate media out there. So let's do the time warp again. Oh my god. Alan, fucking go.
Low-key feel bad for Gigguk.
So the Fate Apocrypha timeline is exactly identical to the original timeline, except when we get to the Third Holy Grail War, where the timeline was like, you know what? Nazis. Because of course it's the fucking Nazis. So the Nazis join the Third Holy Grail War, and instead of there being a winner, the Nazis steal the Greater Grail system. And so after that, a Transylvanian Nazi mage guy steals the Nazis again, and then I guess the Nazis go on to lose World War II as usual. Fast forward
Is this actually an anime?
to the future, and somehow the entire world
Has it been adapted?
system, and everyone and their dog tries to make a cheap imitation of it. And so because of this, the Transylvanian Nazi sorcerer guy vows to make the Holy Grail War great again. And so he makes the Great Holy Grail War.
Okay, so this is Fate Apocrypha. I've heard the name. Like I said, I just know titles. I don't know any details. So I guess it has been adapted then.
I shit you not.
I think they're movies, right? Not like series, if I'm not mistaken. They might be movies.
It's called. And so now instead of 7 servants, you have 14 servants separated into 2 teams, red and black. That's right, it's a team deathmatch.
Team deathmatch! Team deathmatch! Team deathmatch! Team deathmatch! Team deathmatch! Stab it!
And so we get a season of red versus black, Mordred is hot, and a stealth will make straight guys question their sexuality, and gay guys question their sexuality, and gay girls question their sexuality, and me question my life choices for spending $400 for a dick. That concludes the events of Hitler's Day Night. Next
Okay,
on the menu, we have
Hitler's Day
today's
Night.
menu for Emia family. Did you see what I did there? This is, I think,
Don't know what that is.
ending to the 5th Holy Grail War, where I guess nobody dies and they all just sit.
Do we have closed captions for this? Or subtitles? No, I don't think so. Okay.
Cooking and playing volleyball and being happy, and this is canon, okay? They never explain where this takes place on the
I mean, you did
timeline,
say
but I
everything
don't
is
care.
canon,
They're all
so...
happy. Akasha made it. It's canon. Like in my mind, this is the reality when someone just tried playing the Fate visual novel, but got bored 5 minutes after reading words and then just left and never came back. And then all these characters are just sitting around having a gay old time waiting for the Holy Grail War to start. This is what happened. This is the reality where Sea-Dog VA tried to play Fate. All right, so I'm just gonna make a Fate Stay Night bubble, and then I'm gonna put Fate Tiger Coliseum and Fake Unlimited codes in this bubble, because they're just fighting games and they're already beating the shit out of each other in the series anyway. So I guess these are just the filler episodes we never got to see. Then we got Fate School Life, which is kind of like a slice of life spin-off in the Fate Stay Night universe that also has Ataraxia characters in it. So
Is it part of the universe?
I guess it goes here. Can you tell how I'm sure I am right now? Lord Elmaloy's Case Files. This is basically just CSI magic that takes place after Fate Zero, but before Fate Stay Night, starring Fate Zero's waiver.
Is it a different anime?
Gone from Daddy Step on Me to Step on Me, Daddy. All right, now we get into the manly shit.
Okay.
Fate DJ Khaled, line of Prisoner Ilya, is a spin-off where Ilya becomes a magical girl. And instead of summoning servants, the magical girls can use these magical cards to channel the power.
I have never, ever watched a single, like, magical anime, a magical girl anime. Like, to this date, I've never watched one. So, this might be my first one.
Magical talk you
just
want,
maybe.
Don't worry about it. Before I properly got into the Fate franchise, I thought that this was just an unrelated spin-off that had nothing to do with the main universe. But no, not only does this directly the main timeline, but it has 2 separate universes within its own universe. It's a fucking Ilya multiverse. And the beginning of the Ilya multiverse,
it's like some Avengers,
have Ilya in it.
some Avengers type
I
shit.
love you so much, Fate, but you just don't make things easy, do you? All right, I'm going to try and do my best, so stick with me here. The first universe is the one detailed in the movie Oath Under Snow, following this girl called Miyu, which is why we call this the Miyu-verse, because her name is Miyu and she's the child of God, don't worry about it. She's taken in by Shiro, and they have another Holy Grail War, but not the usual Holy Grail War, but the Ainsworth Holy Grail War.
So is this 5th Holy Grail War not the same as the previous one? The one that Fate Stay Night takes place in? Or the one that... You know what I mean, right? Like, it's not the same one.
The Ainsworth Holy Grail War? because it was made by the Ainsworth. Shiro then sends Miyu to an alternate universe, which we call the Iliaverse, which is all sunshine and rainbows, where the Fourth Holy Grail War didn't happen and Kiritsugu's Father of the Year. You got cute girls doing cute things, cute girls doing cool things, and cute girls doing each other. This is the universe where season 1 and 2 of Prisma Iliaverse.
So, Yuri, I guess.
Season 3, which jumps back into the Miyu-verse. And if you think that complicates the timeline, how about this little knowledge of nugget? So, in the original Face State,
Oh god.
Ilia
Don't bring it back.
is 18.
Okay.
She's 18. She's older than Shiro. But in the Iliaverse, she's the same age as when the timelines diverge, which theoretically should make her the same age as she was in Fate Stay Night. But she's not. And the series makes it very clear that she is under 18. So which is it, Fate? Which is it? I need
How is
to
that
know.
possible?
No, I would say don't worry about it.
Because didn't he say that all of the universes, all of the timelines take place at the same time? And if they take place at the same time, if they take place at this, so we have like A and B, right? If you go back in time, you go back to the place, the timeline that they converge, right? Shouldn't they be at the same age essentially? Is that what he's trying to say? Like they're two different ages at two different timelines. Now I'm getting confused. Actually, no, I was confused at like 5 minutes or something. But like this is a little too much.
Of a legal situation. You got Fate, also known as the Fate Extra universe. This splits off from the Third Holy Grail War in the Angry Mango timeline, where all the world's mana dries up because some kind of event. So in the 2030s, all the mages
don't know about it,
and they tried to hack the moon because the moon has a supercomputer on it that was placed there by aliens that they found.
This is somehow getting even more complicated than I thought it would.
And so inside,
I mean, I knew that the Fate universe was like actually insane, but like this blew away my expectations.
Supercomputer moon, there exists this entire digital
This
world.
is nothing
The supercomputer moon is hosted
like what I thought it would be.
Grail War because it's actually alive.
That's what he meant by the moon earlier.
I don't realize how ridiculous this sounds until I read it out loud. Don't worry about it. So yeah, it turns out the moon knows shit and you can...
Yeah, he also did say don't worry about the moon. So
Kirei from the original
I'm not going to
Fate
worry
Night.
too much about it.
The original Rin, Sakura, and Kirei from the original Fate Stay Night. What are you, stupid? They're just characters who look, sound, and dress exactly the same, but they're different. Are you worrying about it? Because I'm not. So you got the Fate Extra games, the Fate Extra Triple C games.
Okay, they're not anime.
Fate Extra Last Encore in its own separate timeline.
They're games, not anime.
In the year
That's why I don't have to worry about it.
and Rin's great granddaughter. It's just fucking Rin. Fate Grand Order.
Oh, God.
Okay, this is an anime.
Down fake.
Granddaughter.
All right, now we're truly. So Fate Go is a mobile gacha game along with some anime adaptations.
Wait, no. Okay, no. Grand Order is like the gacha game, right?
Holy Grail
I don't know if it's an anime.
The world is fucked for some reason, and you have got to travel back in time to various points in history to fix the fucking timeline. And every different timeline you fix is called singularities. Basically, imagine Fate Back to the Future, except there are like 7 sequels, all with different diverging timelines.
So, time travel.
Your mum, you're just trying to fuck all the servants. All right, so for simplicity's sake, I think it would just be easier if I just draw out the Fate Go timeline.
Okay.
And then
It's all over the
in
place.
corner, it's just Fate Prototype, which is Kinoko Nasu's original concept for Fate, where King Arthur's actually a guy?
Oh.
Get out of here with your damn
Wait, was that Saber?
historical inaccuracies. So essentially, this is just a non-existent project.
Like a gender bent
This is a
Saber?
12-minute trailer that was made purely for fan service, which is even more bizarre when you consider Fate Prototype Fragments of Sky Silver, which is the prequel to Fate Prototype. They made a prequel, a full light novel prequel, to a 12-minute commercial. Like, did I really think Fate fans are that hungry for content? A Type Moon just sitting there being like...
I feel like this is only for Japan, right? Like only the Japanese like audience is this dedicated to the series. Maybe I'm mistaken, but like at least for a majority, like I only think it's only on the Japanese side. I may be mistaken though.
All right, Fate fans, open wide.
Like I refuse to believe there's people just going through every single content that Fate has to offer. There's no way. There's no time to do all of this.
This prequel to a movie that basically doesn't even exist as a side story.
Also, there cannot there's no way that it's all written by one person, right? There's probably like multiple writers for all of these.
Fate Labyrinth, a side story.
There's no way it's written by one person.
Suicide Watch. You can tell that line was written.
At least for these extra like stories, these extra
where the fuck did this come
timelines.
And all this would be a completely alternate universe with no connection to the original universe, but I shit you not, one of the characters has a dream that connects this universe to the Fate Stay Night universe. Yep. It's literally canon by dream. All right, I think we're getting close to the end. Next is Fate Strange Fake. This is a
Okay, this is the one I heard. The one that A1 Pictures had done.
That takes place after the Fifth Holy Grail War in America, where they do their own Holy Grail War with hookers and blackjack.
America?
Bacano. As a recording, we don't know if this follows.
Is that just like a metaphor?
Timeline was part of an alternate universe, but what we do know is that
2009.
Watcher, and it's literally just a fucking whale in the sky. I'm sorry, I must have missed the legend where a fucking flying whale saves Earth. Does Free Willy count as a legendary hero of history now? There's Fate-type Redline. It's Tokyo in the 1940s. The Nazis are at it again, but this time so are the Japanese military. It's the Third Grail War with seemingly no other connections to any of the Grails, and it's a manga drawn by the Demon Slayer mangaka. We got Requiem. Not a lot about this is known right now because it's not been officially translated, but what we do know is that it's set in the future after some kind of Holy Grail War, and somehow everyone has their own Holy Grail. And also there's this new servant called Voyager, who I guess is the Voyager space probe, except I have no fucking clue how
Isn't that like the first one sent into space?
A blonde Shota boy, let alone a blonde Shota boy space probe servant, and don't tell me
this is too much.
Because I'm not. Can you see how much I'm not worrying about it? I am not worrying about it.
Clearly.
But seriously, how the fuck? And finally, in a bubble, within its own fucking dimension, is Carnival Phantasm, where all the fake
Never heard of this.
From Nasu's other works are just hanging out, I guess. Doesn't make any sense. I have no idea where this fits on the timeline. I think it's just the bubble.
Throw it out there somewhere.
Fucking drunk. And that's it. That is the long version.
I would like to see like the whole map.
Kinda. Oh, but Gigguk, what about the rest of the Nazi verse? You gonna do that as well?
No, this is the Fate series, not, right? There's no way he's gonna do it.
How about no? Originally, this was meant to be a grand video where it talks about all the funny and ridiculous things I found out about Fate lore as a whole. But when I started it, I kind of realized I'm gonna need 20 minutes just to explain the fucking timeline. So you know what? This may just be the first part in a multi-series lecture from hell. Because the worst thing about Fate is that after going through all the timelines, after connecting all the lore, after spending far too many hours consuming Fate media and reading pages upon pages of wiki articles, it kind of makes sense.
No.
This chart actually makes
sense. This. As someone who enjoys a lot of lore, like I would never in a million years like do every single, like read or consume every single one of these content. Like I'm just gonna stick to the anime. Like there's no way I can manage every single thing.
Part of Fate lore. Fate is just an all-encompassing hole that just gets darker and gloomier the deeper you go down. People wonder what's at the bottom of the abyss in Made in Abyss. It's just the fucking entrance to the Fate hole. You want the real short version Fate newcomers? You watch either of these two, and then watch this, and then watch whatever the
So that's Fate Zero, that's Fate Stay Night, and that's the original Fate Stay Night. This is Unlimited Blade Works, okay.
Fuck you want. Or you know what?
Wait.
Watch this. You want the real short version Fate newcomers? You watch either of these two,
okay.
Watch this, and then watch whatever the fuck you want.
Oh no, this is not the original. This is Heaven's Feel. That's a movie.
You
okay.
know what? fuck all this. Start with the spin-off series. Start with lesbian lollies kissing. Start with Fate MasterChef. Fuck. Start with the Dojinshis for all I care. Just ignore all the shitstorm going on in the comment section right now. The reality is...
Yeah, I don't plan on listening to any more like Reddit posts or wiki articles or whatever. Like I've made up my mind on where I want to start.
As long as it looks interesting to you, then go for it.
Yeah.
The problem is there's so many people who are obsessed with optimizing the perfect read and watch order that they forget that if you enjoy the experience and it gets you into Fate, then who the fuck cares what order you watch it in? Because look, memes aside, the Fate lore may be a convoluted mess to unravel, but it is an awesome franchise. It's a series that can have amazing.
Oh yeah, I did hear. Like I've heard nothing but good things about like the Fate series as a whole. Like it has good storytelling, good character development, and like good character design, good fights. Like it's all good things, or mostly good things for that matter. And the only bad thing, let's say, or not even that bad. The only negative thing I've heard about Fate is like it's just too complicated to get into completely, and it's confusing for some people. Basically, what I've heard is it's not for children, you know, like it's and not in a like not safe for work, but like it's too complicated for kids to understand. That's what I meant.
Action and magical moments that cut deep into your heart. And then Thomas Edison shows up as a lion. Because if you've reached the end of this video knowing nothing about Fate and this is the video that's convinced you to give it a try, what the fuck is wrong with you? This got you interested in Fate? Oh God, why didn't you just listen to me the first time and go with the short version? You know what? Fuck this. I'm done. I'm not doing Fate anymore. I'm literally gonna go crazy. You know what? I lied. This isn't even the long version.
Yeah, I figured.
Hey guys.
There's probably more to this whole series.
Anyway,
let me just check. Is there anything else?
No further updates. I've been Gigguk, and I hope you enjoy the hell we're about to walk into. Because I'm not.
Yep, that's it. Okay. So, my thoughts. Well, if I wasn't interested before, I am now like 100% sure on where I want to start with the series. I'm going to start with Fate Zero, and then I'm going to watch, and then maybe, okay, so I'll put up like a poll or something for you guys, but maybe I'll watch Fate Stay Night, the one by Studio Dean, and then and then depending on whether I watch that or not, but like after that, I'm going to watch Unlimited Blade Works by Ufotable. I'm not going to watch the original one, the movie. I'm not going to watch that. So after that, it's going to be Unlimited Blade Works, and then after that, it's going to be like the other ones, like Apocrypha and the movies and whatever else is out there. If I'm interested, that is. But like the three main things that I want to cover is Fate Zero, two main things. The two things that I want to cover is Fate Zero and Fate Unlimited Blade Works. Like these are the two main things that I at least want to cover on the channel. If there's anything that I missed, let me know down in the comments. But like, yeah, those are the two main things. And I do know it's going to take a while, but yeah, I've decided to just force myself, watch everything, watch those two series at the very least, and then I'll make my decision on whether I want to continue with the spin-offs and stuff. But yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts on this whole series. I am still confused. Once again, do not answer any of my questions that I asked during this whole reaction. Those are all just rhetorical questions. I'm asking those questions to myself, right? Just out of curiosity. Just don't answer them. Don't include any spoilers. And yeah, I hope you look forward to all of my future reactions to the Fate series. I will only be reacting to the Fate series for now, but in the future I might react to other anime. Right, that's on my radar. Free Ren is one example. I've always wanted to watch Free Ren, but just never got into it. So yeah, but for now I just want to stick to Fate and focus on that, let's say. But that's all for now, and if you're watching this in the future, I highly suggest you check out the Fate playlist and also save it, because it's going to include all of my reaction to the Fate series, just everything in that one playlist. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.